You will not believe what just happened. Someone should call Mona Scott Young because this reality TV drama just turned into a real crime scene. Mendeecees and Kirk Frost got into a big fight, and this is not a fake reunion argument. This is real life, and it could end with jail time. How did it go from cheating scandals and messy relationships to a big fight? Was it about Yandy, Kendra, or did someone finally get tired of Kirk's never-ending drama? People who saw it said that punches were thrown, furniture went flying, and even security could not stop it. This was much more than just another reality TV argument. Mendeecees and Kirk are now in serious legal trouble. But did Yandy bail him out? Is Rashida finally done with Kirk for good? And where was young Jock during all this drama? Do not worry, we have all the details and all the leaked footage. You will not believe what really happened. So sit down, hit that like button, and get ready for this crazy story. Mendeecees and Kirk Frost, two names already full of drama, enough to fill a whole season of love and hip-hop. But this might be the wildest thing they have ever been involved in. Just when you thought the dust had settled, another bombshell drops. The twists and turns keep coming, with unexpected alliances and shocking revelations at every turn. Did Yandy really step in to bail him out of this mess? Or is it just another rumor swirling around? And what about Rashida? Has she finally had enough of Kirk's antics and decided to walk away for good? And the big question, where was young Jock during all this chaos? Was he hiding in the shadows, or did he have a part to play in the unfolding drama? Get ready to have your mind blown with all the exclusive details and leaked footage we've got our hands on. Trust us, you won't believe what really happened. This story is crazier than anything we've seen before. Are you telling me that these two grown men, fathers and so-called businessmen, got themselves arrested after a fight that looked like something from a WWE match? And let us not forget the troublemakers. Yandy, Kendra, and young Jock were nearby, stirring up drama like it was Thanksgiving dinner. Before we get into the details of this crazy scene, let us be clear, Mendeecees and Kirk are no strangers to drama. From cheating scandals to money problems, they are always in some kind of trouble. But this time, it is more serious than ever. The gossip is everywhere, the internet is buzzing, and even the police had to step in and say enough is enough. But what really happened that ended with them in handcuffs, mugshots, and possibly serious charges? Oh, you will want to get some popcorn for this one because this is reality TV drama at its craziest. It all started at a fancy nightclub in Atlanta, because where else would it be? Kirk Frost, who has spent years showing that he is the king of messy drama, was seen getting a little too comfortable. Kirk Frost was getting close to a woman who was definitely not his wife, Rashida. You would think that after all these years of public shame, he would be more careful. But no, Kirk was in full reckless mode, laughing, drinking, and whispering sweet words to this mystery woman like his whole marriage was not on the line. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was at the same club and he was already in a bad mood. People say he had been arguing with Yandy all day about something that happened on Love and Hip Hop. On the Love and Hip Hop set, Yandy was still upset about that fake wedding situation from years ago. Do you remember that? Mendeecees made Yandy believe they were really married, but later it came out that the paperwork was never filed. She did not forget, and she was not about to let him forget either. Mendeecees was already in a bad mood, sitting in VIP, trying to enjoy his night. Then he looked across the room and saw Kirk. And not just Kirk, but Kirk getting way too close to that mystery woman. Kirk was looking very comfortable with another woman. Normally, this would not be Mendeecees' problem, but remember, these reality stars love drama. Plus, Yandy and Rashida are good friends, and the last thing Mendeecees needed was for Yandy to find out he saw Kirk cheating and did not say anything. So, what does Mendeecees do? He decides to confront Kirk right then and there. Why not add more fuel to the fire, right? People who were there said Mendeecees walked straight up to Kirk's section and called him out. No warning, no build-up, he went straight to the drama. And Kirk? Well, he was caught off guard, to say the least. You could see the shock on his face as Mendeecees laid into him, calling him out for his behavior and questioning his loyalty to Rashida. The confrontation quickly escalated, drawing the attention of everyone around. Voices were raised, accusations were thrown, and the whole scene turned into a chaotic spectacle. Kirk tried to defend himself, but Ems was relentless, demanding answers and not backing down. The tension was palpable, and you could cut it with a knife. Everyone was left wondering what would happen next in this explosive saga. Kirk did what he always does. He tried to laugh it off. He looked at Ems and said, "Come on, man, you know how it is. Like that would make everything okay." But Ems was not having it. Ems started raising his voice, saying that Rashida did not deserve this, that Kirk was embarrassing his family again, and that he should be ashamed of himself. But instead of backing down, Kirk fired back and said, "Man, worry about your own marriage before you start preaching to me. And if you know Ems, you know that." That was the wrong thing to say because, let us be honest, Ems is no saint, but the last thing he wants is someone bringing up his relationship problems. And that is exactly what Kirk did. That is when everything went crazy. Ems lunged at Kirk, drinks went flying, and security rushed in. But by then, it was too late. The fight was on. And before anyone knew it, young Jock, yes, young Jock, was in the middle of it, trying to pull them apart. But why was Jock even there? That is a question we might never get the answer to. But one thing is for sure, Jock did not make things better. Instead of calming things down, he started talking, saying, "Man, both of you need to calm down. This is not the first time Kirk has been out here acting wild." And just like that, Ems turned his anger toward Jock. The club was in complete chaos. People were screaming, tables were flipping, and security was struggling to control the situation. And just when it seemed like things could not get any crazier, Kendra walked in. Kendra, who was supposed to be at home minding her own business, walked right into the middle of the chaos. And the look on her face was priceless. Not only did she see her husband in the middle of a fight, but she also saw the woman Kirk was with. She lost it completely. When I say the drama went from 10 to 100 in seconds, I am not exaggerating. Kendra started yelling and pointing fingers, and before security could get things under control, the police arrived. And that, my friends, is how Ems and Kirk Frost ended up in handcuffs looking like two fools who just couldn't keep their egos or their hands to themselves as the flashing red and blue lights filled the nightclub. The energy in the room shifted from chaotic to straight up terrifying. People were scrambling, phones were out, recording every second, and the security team looked exhausted from trying and failing to control the situation. And right in the middle of it all, Mendeecees and Kirk Frost, still heated, still talking trash, but now they had real problems on their hands. The Atlanta PD wasn't. The moment those officers walked into the club, they saw the chaos, flipped tables, spilled drinks, people screaming, and they started making arrests right away. And who did they go for first? That is right, Ems and Kirk. Let us be real, the second Ems saw those cops coming toward him, his heart must have dropped. He has dealt with legal problems for years. He has done time, been on parole. The last thing he needed was to be back in handcuffs. But Kirk? Oh, Kirk still thought. Kirk thought he could talk his way out of it. People who were there said he was trying to play it cool, telling the officers, "Come on, man, this is nothing, just a little misunderstanding." But the police were not buying it, especially since several people had already told them that Kirk and Ems were the ones who started the fight. Meanwhile, young Jock, who had somehow avoided getting arrested, was still running his mouth. He stood in the corner, saying, "Man, this is crazy. You are really locking them up over some club drama. Like, sir, you literally made things worse. Maybe stay out of this one." Just when it looked like Kirk and Ems were the only ones getting arrested, things took an even more shocking turn. Remember Kendra? Oh, Kendra was not letting this night end without more drama. While the cops were dealing with Kirk and Ems, Kendra was still yelling about the woman Kirk was with. And then, she tried to swing at her. Yes, you heard that right. Kendra, the classy, composed attorney, lost all her professionalism and went straight into. Kendra went into full love and hip-hop mode. She lunged at the woman, and security had to hold her back. At that point, the cops had enough. One officer shouted, "That is it. She is coming with us too." And that is how Kendra ended up in the back of a police car right next to her husband. Meanwhile, Yandy had been watching the whole thing like it was a movie premiere. But she was not about to let Ems go to jail without a fight. The moment they started putting cuffs on him, Yandy ran over. Yandy ran over, screaming, "Oh hell no, you're not taking my husband over this nonsense." But the cops were not having it. One of them looked at her and said, "Ma'am, if you do not back up, you're coming too." And just like that, Yandy changed her tune real quick. Say what you want about her, but she knows when to pick her battles. So now we have Kirk, Ems, and Kendra in custody. And as soon as those mugshots hit the internet, the world went crazy. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok exploded. Memes were flying everywhere, and people were going wild on social media. They were calling out Kirk for getting caught cheating again, teasing Ems for being the most unbothered husband in Atlanta, and roasting Kendra for fighting like she was on a reality show. One tweet said, "Kendra is out here fighting side chicks while her husband is sitting in jail smiling like it is a family reunion photo." Another one said, "Someone tell Kirk that Rashida is not bailing him out this time." And speaking of Rashida, where was she during all this chaos? Well, sources say she was at home, minding her business as usual. But the moment she found out, when Rashida got that phone call about Kirk's arrest, she was furious. Insiders say she was completely done, like, "Pack your bags, we are getting a divorce," kind of done. And honestly, who could blame her? Kirk has been embarrassing her for years, and at some point, enough is enough. But Kirk, being Kirk, thought he could talk his way out of it. Even from jail, he was calling Rashida, trying to use the same old excuses he has been using for years. And do you know what Rashida did? She hung up on him. That is how fed up she was. Sources say Rashida did not even let him finish his sentence. She just hung up and went on with her day. And honestly, good for her. If Kirk has not learned by now, he never will. Now, back to the jail situation. Kirk, Mendeecees, and Kendra were sitting behind bars, waiting to find out what charges they were facing. And the list was long: disorderly conduct, public intoxication, disturbing the peace, and resisting arrest. Kendra even got an extra charge for attempted assault. At this point, everyone was trying to figure out how to get them out. Everyone was trying to find out who would pay the bail first, but not everyone was feeling helpful. People were saying that Yandy did not want to bail Mendeecees out right away. Yes, you heard that right. She was angry and wanted him to stay in there for a while to think about what he did. At the same time, Kirk was hoping Rashida would help him, but after that phone call, he had to rethink everything. And Kendra? Well, sources say young Jock was trying to help her because, to be honest, he felt partly responsible for all this trouble. To be honest, if Kendra had to spend even one night in jail, Jock would probably be getting divorce papers the next day. Meanwhile, the internet was loving every second of this drama. People were comparing mugshots side by side, reality stars were giving their opinions, and even some celebrities joined in. One of the most shocking comments came from 50 Cent. Yes, 50 Cent. He posted on Instagram, saying, "Man, love and hip-hop has more arrests than the Super Bowl." And honestly, he was not wrong. But the most surprising part of the story was still to come. The judge was not ready to go easy on them because this was not just some small drama. It was a public incident at a fancy club with witnesses and video proof. When the judge watched that video, the mood in the courtroom changed fast. You could feel the tension the moment the video started playing. The judge leaned back, crossed their arms, and shook their head, clearly thinking, so this is what is going on. The video showed everything: Kirk acting wild, Mess throwing punches, and Kendra losing her temper. The video showed Kendra trying to fight, security looking exhausted, and the police stepping in like they were breaking up a wrestling match. If that was not shocking enough, the audio caught every word. Mess was shouting, "You do not want these problems, bro," while Kirk yelled back, "You got me twisted, man. Watch yourself." And Kendra was screaming, "I know you did not just disrespect me like that." This was no small argument at a bar. This was solid evidence. The judge did not look happy. When the video ended, the judge took off their glasses, shook their head, and gave a serious look that said it all. The big question is, who is really to blame here? Was Kirk just being himself and finally facing the consequences? Should Mendeecees have just walked away instead of fighting? And did Kendra just risk her whole career over a man who keeps embarrassing her? This drama is wild. One thing is certain, love and hip-hop always brings the drama. But this might be the most shocking scandal yet. And you know this is not over. Are we about to see breakups, lawsuits, or maybe even an emergency cast meeting? The stakes have never been higher, and the fallout could be catastrophic. Fans are eagerly waiting to see how this explosive situation will unfold. Mendeecees' confrontation with Kirk has set off a chain reaction that could have serious repercussions for everyone involved. The tension is palpable, and it's clear that there's no easy resolution in sight. As the dust continues to settle, the question remains, how will the cast navigate this treacherous terrain? Will alliances shift, friendships dissolve, and enemies emerge? One thing is certain, whatever happens next, it is going to be messy, dramatic, and unforgettable. Buckle up, because this roller coaster ride of emotions and chaos is just getting started. The drama is far from over, and we can expect even more shocking twists and turns in the days to come. Love and hip-hop has never seen anything like this before. The big question is, who is really to blame here? Was Kirk just being himself and finally facing the consequences? Should Mendeecees have just walked away instead of fighting? And did Kendra just risk her whole career over a man who keeps embarrassing her? This drama is wild. One thing is certain, love and hip-hop always brings the drama. But this might be the most shocking scandal yet. And you know this is not over. Are we about to see breakups, lawsuits, or maybe even an emergency cast meeting? Whatever happens next, it is going to be messy.